All right.
Butterflies
The
in
first
the belly.
question we have is from Fresh,
Wagwan Fresh.
and their question is: You're a seasoned artist. What impact do you think you have on the recording industry?
What impact?
Fresh, are
Yes.
you blind? What's up, Fresh? You blind?
What impact? like, what do I feel like I bring different to the table? I'm gonna take and think that that's what you're asking. I don't know. Every artist is an individual, and we each bring to life via our music our unique experiences, our unique upbringing. My unique upbringing is the fact that I am a Canadian Jamaican, raised between both. A lot of first generation children don't have necessarily the same experience that I do. You might have the upbringing in America or Canada, and you never get to go back to Jamaica. I step foot on that island every single year of my life, on top of going to high school there. So my understanding and being consumed by both worlds is very different than, like I said, the average first generation. And for me, all of everything that I've experienced growing up and the traveling that I've been blessed to have from a young age, I put into my music. It's how I gain my perception of the world and my understanding of reality and how it translates into my music. So to me, all I can do is be myself, and I feel like there's nobody necessarily even representing the kinds of things that I'm representing. I don't feel anybody's representing their first generation status among so many things, and I'm not necessarily only representing Jamaica and the Caribbean community, but I am a ambassador of culture, and I love people to be in touch with their culture, whether it's Africa, Indonesia, or Korea, or Russia, or wherever it is. I'm definitely somebody that encourages people to reflect and to be in touch with those kind of things, because to me, your roots are everything. They're your foundation, and that's part of who I identify myself with, and I feel like I translate that in my music, and I want to have the opportunity to bring that awareness via my person and my artistry. And I feel that that's something that I have a little different to put out there for the world to consume.
So you good, Fresh? Because I think she just answered it in a nutshell, man. how was it going to school in Jamaica, high school in Jamaica?
Oh my gosh. It was, at first it was a culture shock, because even though I was in Jamaica every single year, I was surrounded by family. Those are people who love you. So I was eating the food and talking with my aunts and uncles and my cousins and understanding the dialect and speaking the dialect my whole life. But when I finally went to school there, I went to school in Kingston. I lived in Spanish Town, went to school in Kingston. It was definitely, like I said, a culture shock experience. It's a very different mentality. Jamaicans they're competitive. They are aggressive. They are inspiring. I actually loved school in Jamaica. Yeah, I know we're short on time, so I can't even go into that, because that's a long ass story.
That's a long. But we're gonna have you back, definitely. We're definitely gonna have you back. But we have another question here from the chat room.
The next question comes from DJ York. Do you have any music recorded in other languages?
I do, actually. I have a song in French and a song in Spanish that I released.
Oh, really?
The French one was called Donne-moi ton amour, and it was released in Quebec, in Canada. It was the French version of a single that I released via EMI back in 2012 called Love Again. It was a French adaptation of that. So I have a French record, and then I have, on my first album released via Virgin Records, one of the bonus tracks specifically for Walmart, I did a Spanish record. So actually I have 2 songs in different languages.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you speak fluent French?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
I took it for 9 years of my life, and I just know random objects.
No, okay.
Un pantalon. That's all I got.
So we're going to turn it back to the chat room. We're going to take one more. In fact, we're going to take 2 more questions from the chat room, and then we're going to line up for Kenesha to do her performance, her world premiere performance of that big tune, Sexy Gal, right here on FRP TV.
All right. The next question comes from Fresh also.
What's up with Fresh, man? You get one question, me.
Fresh, he has the good questions. That's why.
He says, who are some of your musical influences?
Musical influences. True. They spread the gamut as well, but I guess a little tidbit about myself that a lot of people don't know is I'm actually trained as a jazz vocalist. Jazz was one of my first loves, per se, and one of the people have always been enamored by and fascinated by is the legendary Billie Holiday.
Wow.
There is something about her that has always mesmerized me. The conviction in her delivery, you feel she could be reading the alphabet and you would be like, God damn, like D had a badass day and then E was suffering. Like she was just one of those artists that you felt every drop of emotion in every single note and every single word. So she's definitely one of my all-time musical, I guess, artistic inspirations.
Would you consider redoing one of her songs?
Oh, absolutely. I love her music. There's so many jazz covers that I know and that I love and that are in like my back pocket of arsenal of songs that I know. And so to me, that's definitely kind of an inevitable, something that will happen one of these days. Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take one more question from the chat room, one last question, and we're going to get ready for this world premiere performance of Kreesha Turner, Sexy Gal, right here on FRP TV.
All right, the next question comes from Frenchie. And that question is, as far as you're concerned, what's more important, the melody or the lyrics?
The melody or the lyrics? That's a hard one because people are either one or the other. Some people are lyrical content, some people are melody. I personally am actually a melody person. I'm drawn to music by its melody, and its melody evokes emotions from me. Its musical rhythms is what makes me feel a certain way, which is why you could have a record that makes you feel sad, but when you listen to the lyrics, it's happy. There's contradicting things. So I personally am affected by melody, but most people are actually affected by a lyrical content. So I can't say which is more important. I want both to be as equally important so that whoever hears it, depending on which one they are, they can grasp whichever one that they are. I'm providing for both of them. I want to be able to provide for both of them. So they're both just as equally important.
Nice. We have the honor of having the beautiful Kreesha Turner right here with us here at FRP TV.